Good morning, gang. Happy Thursday morning. So, while we're all paying attention to the terrorism that is being committed by Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis and everything in the Middle East, and Israel is trying to hang on for dear life, we need to take a look closer to home. After all, this is actually what's important to us. Okay? And crime, all of a sudden, is just kind of been pushed off to the side by the media. Don't pay attention to this. Watch this, right? Don't worry about what's going on in your backyard. Watch what's going on halfway around the world. This is what's going on. If by this point there's any rational person out there who doesn't believe that there is a plan to completely overtake us, to have the country completely controlled by the government, that your freedoms are going to be taken away one by one quickly, you are delusional. Okay. In the whole thing with everything going on in Israel, has anybody noticed what's going on south of the border? There's another caravan coming. Yeah, as we're going into winter, right? But again, remember, it's, wintertime is a good time for travel in South and Central America. It's not 100 degrees. It's a little cooler, okay? And as they get north of the border, guess what? Now they are in winter, or getting into it, okay? It cools off as they go further north. 7,000 people are in a caravan right now. I mean, coming from pretty much everywhere in South and Central America. Here's the thing. The U.S. government knows it's coming, and it's not doing anything to stop it. Actually, they're continuing to help, aid, and abet it. The countries in Central America and South America think this is a boon for them. There's an interview, and I'll link this below, with the guy who's the leader of this caravan. Okay, 7,000 people, and he's the one who put it together and is starting it. Telling the media that Central American countries are helping the migrants get across. They're providing transportation. They're charging these people, as the guy says, $20, $30, $40, and they will transport them through their country to the next border, including Mexico doing this. Right? So some guy's down in El Salvador, and for what, $120, he can get a bus ride, a train ride, whatever, all the way up to the U.S. border. And poof, he's here. And Joe says, hi, come on in. Okay? Now you look at what that's done. Great story this morning out about prostitution problems in New York. All these Venezuelan women are hitting the streets and prostituting themselves out. Now, what does that bring? Well, that brings more crime, that brings drugs, that brings theft, robbery, etc., car thieves, you name it. Okay? And hey, we had to defund the police, so we don't have any ability to arrest these people. And even if we do arrest them, we give them a desk appearance ticket that they never show up for, and they're back out on the street in a couple hours. That sounds like a really good idea. I don't care if it's a hooker. I don't care if it's a drug dealer. Hell, at this point, you've got people getting desk appearance tickets for murder. So, yeah, let's see how well this works. Washington, D.C. had a good idea, I say that tongue-in-cheek, on how to stop crime. It wasn't hiring more cops, let me tell you that right now. Okay? As you guys know, Washington, D.C. has had a rash of car thefts. Car thefts have doubled in 2023 from what they were in 2022. Okay. They'll remember Henry Cuellar getting carjacked. Okay. DC, Muriel Bowser, has a great idea on how to stop car theft. And you know this one's going to take off too. Okay. That other cities are going to go, hey, this is a good idea. Let's give government paid for tracking devices that you can plug into your car. And then if your car is stolen, the police can track it for you and the government will pay for it. That's what they're doing. Okay. Now, remember those little things we've talked about before, like Progressive Insurance, you plug in and it tracks your driving or whatever. Yeah, those things, right? So the government will now give you the money for it. So in case your car is stolen, we can find it. Government-sponsored LoJack. There's a great idea. Because what else could the government do? Oh, again, where's Mary driving today? Mary's suspicious. She went to a Trump rally. Mary doesn't support Palestine. Let's see where she's going. Okay. It doesn't take much for a crooked government to create a crime and pin it to a person. Just ask Donald Trump. Okay. Gee, we'll make something up, and then they get to spend their time defending themselves against made-up charges. Fortunately, you and I don't have the resources to defend ourselves like Trump does. We can't afford high-priced attorneys, teams of them, jet around the country to go wherever we need to go to defend ourselves. If the police or if the FBI knock on your door right now and say, Mr. Jones, you're under arrest, most of us are in a lot of trouble. Okay? Just look at some of the people that were co-conspirators with Trump. They aren't billionaires. Okay? And they wound up taking plea deals, ruin careers, do that sort of stuff, just to get out from under some of these idiotic charges. Then we get, of course, the other crime. It came up, James Comer came out this week and said, hey, we got more evidence that Biden now took another $40 million in kickback money, and percent to the big guy. Does that get a lot of airplay? No. Do the people know about it? No. Is the government trying to squash that, trying to hide those things? Yep. Okay. Rules for thee and not for me. Remember this. But this is what's going on. The crime that is being imported on purpose is going to be the fall of the country. I read something really interesting yesterday. This was kind of funny, actually. With everything going on in the world, okay, with Israel, with Ukraine, with the southern border, with fentanyl, with the economy, with crime, the Biden administration had a big success yesterday. They are pushing to outlaw menthol cigarettes because, there's an important one. The other one is partially hydrogenated oil, the stuff that they use to make bakery and, to buy Dunkin' Donuts or in the grocery store or whatever. That's going to be outlawed come 2025. Okay? So those are the big issues that our government's working on. But the menthol cigarette one I laughed at. There's a funny, when I smoked cigarettes, for, 30 years, I smoked menthol cigarettes, right? I'm kind of the exception to that one. The black community is the overwhelming majority of smokers of menthol cigarettes. And Joe's going to piss off the black community. You want to piss off somebody? Take the cigarettes away from a smoker and see how they cope. Okay, yes, nicotine's addictive. So Joe is going to piss off black community. But does he care? He's already hemorrhaging support in the black community. Remember if you don't vote for Biden, you ain't black. Yeah. So Biden's, as usual, doing whatever he can to piss off the black community. But he doesn't care because he's importing all the Hispanics, Asians, yada, 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 that are going to vote for, he's expecting to vote for him. Now, a lot of them are going to come up here and go, hey, I got my Biden bucks. I got my Biden phone, just like they got their Obama phone and all this sort of stuff. This is the way the Democrats do it. They buy the votes. Okay, they don't care if you're a criminal, as long hey, just don't get caught. That's their theory. As long as you vote for me, that's great. Again, I've said many times about the going up to an election. You'll hear for a year going up to an election, we're here to help the black community. We support this, blah, 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 blah. The day after the election, crickets. Okay, again, black community, please tell me what the Democrats have ever actually done for you rather than just promised to you. Okay, they got your vote, then they don't care about you. Understand that. The same is going to come with the illegal community. Come on up here, vote for me. We don't care about you. We'll pretend like we do because it's the only platform the Democrats have. Take the money from the hardworking people, give it to the people who don't have anything, buy their votes, and then don't worry about getting up into the, making a better life for yourself, which is what they claim all these people are trying to do. Because as soon as they make a better life for themselves, the Democrats want to steal their money and give it back to the next illegal that they can buy votes from. Okay, tell me how well Joe's support should be in the Jewish community. Joe was all over social media yesterday promoting another $100 million in aid that he's going to give to Gaza, to the Palestinians. Oh, it's humanitarian aid. Who in the hell do you think runs the damn government down there, Joe? Who do you think gets all that money? It's going to Hamas. You're supporting our enemy in this. You're supporting terrorism. But again, that's what we have to face. We have our government supporting crime, supporting terrorism. I mean, at this point, Biden, there might as well be 6 crime families in New York City, and one of them can be named the Biden family. And Joe is the godfather. I mean, this is where this country is going, guys. And we have all the little consigliaries and all the little capos that are the members of the Senate and the members of the House of Representatives that are complicit in creating all this crime. Okay? Think I'm wrong. Note what happened yesterday. The vote to censure Rashida Tlaib, 20 Republicans voted no. Of course, every Democrat voted no, too. Okay, bobbleheads. Nancy told us to do this. Okay, this is what we're going to do. 20 Republicans complacent. Hey, you want to sit there and start an insurrection in the Capitol? Free Palestine? No, that's okay. You want to walk through the Capitol building? 20 years in jail, right? There's the difference. How many court cases is Trump in for? They're trying to get him off the ballot still in states for starting an insurrection. He didn't do. Rashida Tlaib actually did it. Okay, was standing in the middle of them, actively participating in an insurrection, and she doesn't even get a slap on her wrist. This is what we have to prepare for, guys. You drive around your area. I don't care where you are. If you're in Cheyenne, Wyoming, if you're in Detroit, Michigan, okay, and you start watching people walking down the street, tent cities. Okay, I guess San Francisco is having a huge problem, bigger than before, with tent cities. London now has a huge problem with tent cities. All immigrants. Okay? Illegal immigrants, not legal. Okay? They're living in tents. We all know the stories on San Francisco and feces in the streets and crime rates. This is what we're doing. I said yesterday that Daigle said that the United States will be a third world nation by 2025. Take a look around and tell me if you disagree. I've said before, the United States is not a landmass. Okay? The United States is a mentality. That is it. A belief in freedom, a belief in God, family, and country. Okay? That is what the United States is. You could take all the people with our thought press in the United States and move them to Argentina and move all the people from Argentina to the landmass that is the United States. And which physical landmass would be more successful in a decade? South America. Okay. Because it's not where we live. The fact that we have the Rocky Mountains and Bolivia doesn't is not what makes the difference between America and Bolivia. It's the people, it's the mentality, it's the work ethic, it's the way of life, it's our morals, which are quickly dropping, which explains why the country is quickly dropping. This is a moral war that we are in. This is a religious war that we are in. This isn't two people, two countries, two groups of allies fighting over the assassination of an archduke or something like that. Okay, this isn't a battle of, gee, we want your land. We are in the midst of a battle between good and evil. No difference. Okay, this is, for all intents and purposes, guys, a holy war. This is a battle between God and Satan. And if you want to believe me, great. If you don't, conservatives are on God's side. Liberals are 100% carrying the flag for Satan. Get yourself prepared mentally, physically, spiritually, as we all talk about many times. Okay? The war is coming to us. They are importing it on purpose. Countries are completely. Do you think Mexico, El Salvador, Guatemala give a shit what happens in the United States? No, they're more than happy to see us fail. People go, oh, no, they won't. They have jobs because of us. They rely on the U.S. dollar. No, it's a race to the bottom, something that Obama started. Let's bring everybody down to the lowest common denominator. Not bring everybody up. They want to bring everybody down. That way, you're easier to control. If the majority of the population is bobbleheads, they're a lot easier to control. And that is the plan. Well,